not ask you the question directly, it asks you indirectly. Nerves consist of bundles of different types of neurons. That means you've got one bundle, you can have motor neuron as well as sensory neuron, right? In a bundle, right? Okay, because you can send from body to your CNS or CNS to your body in the bundle of neurons in the nerve. So figure 5.1 shows the mean, am I recording now? Yes. Figure 5.1 shows the mean transmission speed of impulses for 3 types of sensory neuron. So they label it C, A delta, and A beta. So 3 sensory neuron and the speed of transmission. Looks like I need to make it smaller. Okay, so like this you can see. So mean transmission speed of impulse versus 3 different types of neuron, and they actually show here mean axon diameter. Can you see that? So when the diameter of axon is higher, the speed of conduction is also higher. So this one is very direct, right? But the question is very indirect. Okay, so let's read. This is when they tell the story really. Impulses from pain receptors in the skin are sent along sensory neurons C and A delta. So this is from pain receptor. After pain receptor is sensory neuron, right? So it's sent along C and A delta. Sensory neurons C and A delta synapse in the spinal cord with relay neurons known as projection neurons, whatever it means. Projection neurons send impulses to the part of the brain that receive pain. Okay. Impulses from touch receptors. So this is another one. Touch receptor. Okay. Send along the sensory neuron, which is A beta, which can also synapse with the projection neurons in the spinal cord. Never mind. Sensory neuron A delta and A beta are myelinated. Sensory neuron C are unmyelinated. Okay, so all knowledge you know, right? Diameter of axon, myelinated, not myelinated, receptors, sensory neuron, and so on. All this you know. So describe the results shown in the figure 5.1 and suggest explanation for these results. So the result you showed just now is that the higher the axon diameter, right, the faster is the rate of transmission, right? So you're supposed to describe the result. So from the figure means you also need to quote figures. Quote figures means, you see, describe the result shown in figure 5.1. You describe overall pattern and then you need to quote the figures. Remember I said, describe overall pattern and quote the figures. Quote the figures means, you see, this student also never quote paired data. That means to say that, okay, neuron C mean axon diameter is 1 micrometer. The rate or the speed of transmission is how much? 3 only, 3 meters per second. Whereas for A delta, diameter is 3 micrometer and the rate of transmission is 18 meters per second. So this is called paired data to actually illustrate what you describe. You say the higher the diameter, the higher the rate. So give the value from the data to show proof of your statement of the pattern. Okay, so that one always remember, you're given a table, given a graph, you're asked to describe, always quote a pair of figures to describe, because they've got mark one. And the mark is quite easy to score, provided you read accurately from the scale. Okay, you have to read very accurately or else no mark. Okay, so when greater diameter, there's larger membrane surface area. So there's more ion that can move through the membrane. So the depolarization will be faster, right? The more ion comes in, the charge will change faster, right? So the depolarization is faster, the formation action potential is faster, repolarization also faster. So therefore, more action potential can be fired along this neuron. Correct? Correct? Correct, huh? So when I teach you something, please go back and understand it. Okay, this one I taught before already. neurons are myelinated. So there are two differences, diameter difference and myelinated versus unmyelinated difference. So neurons that myelinated will speed up the transmission because the action potential jump from node to node. Okay, so this question is quite easy.